Welcome to the channel Self-Taught Developer, where I'm trying to reach my goal and at these in 1 year or 1.5 years to learn how to code in web applications, and that means JavaScript for the front end and also the back end, and also to build a project with the JavaScript. I have used a Udemy course with Dr. Angela Yu to use as a tutorial with as a guide, step by step, how to learn JavaScript for the front end, also for the back end. And you can see currently what I have here is that the online course on the Udemy, I have reached all to the section 26, which is to build a blog web application. This video, I would like to explain a little bit more details what I have learned up to now, and also what I think it is good, and also what is my step forward on. I have stopped at this 26, create a blog web application, because it includes a lot of Express, Node.js, it includes backend web development, Unix command line, jQuery, DOM manipulation. Then you have everything else, and also at the start front-end development, HTML, and also a CSS. I have learned a lot. It took me 3 weeks to cover everything. My goal when I've started learning this tutorial is just to pass everything I can, just to get a feeling what is inside. I have stopped almost at the middle, because I did not want to move forward anymore. It was too much at this moment, because I have seen that I'm learning something without remembering too much, and that means even though there was some kind of a challenge, for example, here it is the Simon game, then you had some capstone project personal site. I have done that, everything. I have followed this tutorial, but when I've come here to section 26, where I needed to build a blog web application by what I have learned, I have seen that I do not know too much. I know a very simple HTML, CSS very little, and for example Express and also Node.js almost nothing. And that means I have seen it is too much to learn in 3 weeks without working a little bit more on each of these sections. I've seen that it would be much better approach that I cover first, for example, HTML, then build a project which is a little bit advanced, for example, build a web application only with HTML, and then put it on the web server and see how this goes. If it works, great. If not, I will learn much more. And then I think it would be much better than move to the CSS, but also repeat what I have learned with HTML. And that means if I have built already HTML website, then build it again from scratch for the second time, and then learn to use CSS. And then when I finish the CSS, then I would need to learn the third step, and that would be, for example, JavaScript. Then I would like to build another project, and that means the same project I have built with HTML, CSS, and then build it for the third time with the JavaScript from scratch. And that means I'm repeating what I have learned just to get in my head what I have done. And then when I'm repeating building a project with HTML, I would learn a little bit more by going back to this tutorial and learn more, or visiting Firefox MDN website, where I have much more details about these HTML, CSS, and all other steps I have took here with the tutorial. I hope and I think it will be much better approach than just going to this tutorial, because this tutorial gives you only basics, a foundation. The foundation is very, very important. I have seen when I've started to learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, I have seen that it is very important to know foundation, because if you know what is the basic of each of these sections, you will easily combine them later on to build something complex. If I started to cover something already complex without knowing the basics, I would not know how this complex stuff has been built, and I would be lost when I needed to start to build something from scratch. That means the foundations are very important to know what is the tags inside HTML, what is the CSS, how they start, how to build the class, and also an ID, what is the JavaScript, how to define the variable, and so on and so on. These are very important stuff, and I know from practice in my life, when I work in the job where I'm working right now, I know the basics is very important, because if you know what are the basics, you can build anything from those basics, because just combining the basics, you can build complex stuff, and combining the complex stuff with other complex stuff, you can build even more complex stuff. So this is a very important what I have found, and I've stopped right here at the 26, and I'm going to start from again from the HTML, and then I will cover HTML a little bit more in advanced way, so I know how to build the HTML from scratch up to a little bit advanced, so I can move forward to the next step, and that is on the CSS. Now, when I know the foundations of, for example, of the HTML, I know what HTML means, what it is used for, and also how to use inside the VS Code, and also how to build a page, another page, and so on. This is very helpful to me, because now I know something, what is the foundation, and also how the website page is built, and also how the website works, which HTML only. After that, I will build a page on the self-taught developer, on the web page I have built. Here it is. There is nothing on it right now. I'm using Hostinger for hosting this website with this domain. Then I will make a page with HTML. I will try to build the complete website, which means homepage, contact page, about me page, and I think that's all for now as a start with simple HTML, just to have a clean start, so I know how to build a website page with only HTML. And then I will move forward to the next step and learn how to use the CSS. And then after I learn the CSS, I will use the same page, homepage, about me page, contact page, to build with the CSS, so I can see a progress from simple HTML to HTML plus CSS. And then I will move to the JavaScript and use the same approach. This way, I think it will be much better to learn how to use HTML completely, how to use the CSS, and also I will try to build a website page without learning to the tutorial, just from my experience, what I have learned and what I have remembered. So I hope this will increase my knowledge about using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and so on later on when I cover the other projects. Until I do that, I will not move forward with this tutorial. I will stop here until I reach this create a blog web application, and that means until I learn all before what I have covered here right now, just going with foundations. Then when I reach this point 26, I will move to the next section, that is application, which is API, how to get the data. When I reach this, I hope I will know how to build a website with complete HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and also how to use Express with the Node.js without looking into the tutorial, because currently I don't know how. I also do not know how to start the HTML, the boilerplate, which is the start of this complete each page in the HTML. So I hope this has shed some light on my progress and what is important when learning, and also how to improve that learning. So for now, I know that I have a problem. I have learned that I know the foundations of the HTML, CSS, and the JavaScript. I know how to combine HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. I know how to build a page inside VS Code. The problem I currently have is that I do not know how to start completely on my own without looking to tutorial to build a website. I don't know how to build a one page. So that is the problem currently I have, and I would like to solve that before moving forward, because if I move forward without knowing this, the basics, and also how to use, it will be very hard to learn the complex stuff. I hope it will not take more than, I think, 3 or 4 weeks until I cover this, but as I move forward, I will share the details with you, where I am currently, what problems I have currently, what I have learned, and also how I have solved these problems for me, what are the solutions. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment If you have something that will be helpful, feel free to ask. I will try to answer, and also maybe you help me to learn much better, to improve the progress where I'm currently at. And if you would like to be notified when the new video comes out, feel free to subscribe. See you next time, and happy coding!